Hi, my name is Ryan and I'm a lawyer based in Singapore. Last year I passed the New York Bar exam and I've done another video on my overall exam strategy and approach when preparing for the exam. You can find the link to that video in the show notes below. In this video, I'll be focusing on the MPT, the Multistate Performance Test of the New York Bar exam. So you'll be given 2 different hypothetical tasks and 90 minutes to tackle each task. The unique thing about the MPT is this will be a completely fresh set of instructions that you're given. You're put in the position of a first-year associate given this assignment by a senior partner. So none of this is based on any law that you've studied before. The law and facts will be completely fictitious and you'll be seeing it for the first time. So that is the first thing you should bear in mind when preparing for the MPT. So one might ask, how can I then prepare for the MPT? I have a few practical tips to share with you. First, use templates. So either in bar exam prep courses or textbooks that you can find in different bookstores, they include past year examples of different MPT scenarios and they come in different forms. It could be a brief that you're supposed to write. It could be a memo that you need to draft for a client or a partner. It could be drafting a will. It draws from a whole range of different scenarios, but get used to the different templates that have come out before and see how the model answers in these prep guides have structured their answers so that on exam day, you don't have a lot of time. You're only given 90 minutes per task. So if you're very familiar with the different templates that are used, you already can go into your exam answer and structure it accordingly. You won't have to waste any time during the exam thinking of how you should structure your exam. So my first point is to look at templates that you can access from different bar exam prep resources around. My next tip is to be very clear about how much time you want to allocate to each component of what you need to do. As I said, this will be a brief that you're receiving and you're reading it for the first time. The whole point of the MPT, I think, is to put the candidate in the position of someone actually practicing, and when you're given that assignment from a senior, how you approach it. Of course, what is expected of you is also based on that 90 minutes that you're given. So the key here is, how do you use that 90 minutes? This is something that you have to decide for yourself based on practice and also based on how comfortable you are with different aspects of approaching the MPT. But in sum, you'll need to cater time for reading through all the facts, the question, the statutes that they give based on the hypothetical laws, and to get a good sense of what is being asked of you. It's incredibly important, based on my experience, not to rush into drafting an answer for the MPT, because our brain works in a different way when we're seeing material that we're doing for the first time. This is very different from the essays or the multiple choice questions where you're very familiar with the format of the question, how you're going to approach it, and all the different subjects covered. So don't rush going through the initial part of planning, conceptualizing, and structuring your answer. And then of course, you should cater enough time to draft whatever is given to you. It could be a memo that you need to write out. It could be a will that you're drafting. It could be an opinion that a client has asked for. Know that this will be an unknown on exam day and you need to cater time for that. So I feel that if you approach the MPT with a very clear idea of how you're going to use that 90 minutes and be disciplined about adhering to those components when you're doing the exam itself, it will take a lot of stress and unnecessary burden from you when you're doing it for the first time. So to recap, for the MPT section of the New York Bar exam, first, look around for resources that will provide you with templates based on past year exam MPTs. Understand the structure, familiarize yourself with different templates for the various tasks involved so that on exam day, when a question comes out, you've already seen it before and you won't have to waste any time thinking of how to structure your answer. Second, time management is absolutely key. You're going to be given this task and assignment for the first time and you have 90 minutes to do it. Be judicious and deliberate in how you plan to use that time that you have. I wish you all the best for the MPT. It's going to be very challenging because you've never had any experience doing what you're going to be doing, unlike the first 2 components, the multiple choice questions and the essays. But if you put yourself through the paces in terms of this preparation, you're giving yourself a lot better a chance to do really well at the MPT.